Hi. Today we're talking about the Song of Songs, or the Song of Solomon. There are 5 books in the Bible of poetry and wisdom, and the Song of Songs is one of those books. And the Song of Songs is a love poem to show the joys and the struggles of authentic love found within the different stages of a romantic relationship. There's some stuff going on in the community, so sorry about the background noise. I watched a video where a pastor was giving a sermon on the Song of Songs, and he quoted someone else as saying that the Song of Songs is one of the most avoided books of the Bible just due to the contents. And I found that to be really sad because it's a really beautiful book, and also because it helps us to understand how we are supposed to be in relationship, in a Christian relationship, and it gives us an example to go by. And in this day and age where there are so many failed relationships, I think we could all use an example to go by. So here we go. Now, in my Bible, the different verses are broken up by who is speaking: the lover, the beloved, and friends, which would be others, like the community. And that is one point that I have heard others say about this book is it's important to have a community to be able to bounce ideas off of them. So you can go to them for support and they can tell you their opinion. So if you find someone that you're interested in and you go to them and you say, hey, I'm interested in this person, they can say, well, I really don't know about that. Or, well, yeah, I think that that's a really great idea. And I think sometimes when you go kind of on your own, then sometimes you're blinded by love, right? You're blinded by your emotions and you can't see what others can see for you. And I think that that's really important. But sometimes you want to do what you want to do and you don't want to take other people's opinions, and that's a problem too. The beloved is the female speaking and the lover is the male speaking. Now, chapter 1 notes the beginning of attraction from a Shulamite woman to a man thought to be King Solomon, and also the reciprocation of that attraction from Solomon back to that woman. So just in the very beginning of like the first chapter, we have this idea of mutual attraction. So really, before a date is planned, before anything happens, it's this idea that both people are mutually attracted to each other. Verses 2 through 4 show the woman expressing deep desire for the man that she is attracted to. And I think that this shows that God gave us passions and sexuality and feelings of intimacy, that to feel these emotions is not wrong. And it's really what you do with these emotions, it's how you act on these emotions that's really important. In these verses, the Shulamite woman says, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth. Take me away with you. Let us hurry. Let the king bring me into his chambers. So this woman is expressing her intense desire for this man, but it's not just an intense desire, it's an intense sexual desire. And so in the verses after that, her friends are excited for her about her newfound love interest and are kind of positive about this idea of her getting into this relationship with this particular person. But then in verses 5 through 6, the woman starts having doubts due to her own insecurities about her dark skin. And how I have heard this being explained is that back in the day, pale skin was preferred. It was considered a sign of beauty, but also it showed that a woman was affluent enough to not have to go outside and work and that she could stay out of the sun. And so this woman clearly was not affluent. She had to go outside and work. She was made to work. It says in the verses that her mother's sons forced her to go out and work, and so she couldn't take care of her body. She was not pale. She has dark skin. And so not only does she not have money, but she's also very insecure about her dark skin and how she looks, and that this is not a sign of beauty in those times. And so isn't that a lot like us? Like once we find someone that we're really attracted to, then we start feeling insecure about our own selves, about our achievements, or lack thereof, and then we start finding our own faults, and well, we're not good enough for this person because of this, that, and the other. And clearly these people get together because the book continues. And so it's like God saying, look, don't worry about those things. It'll be okay. In verse 7, the woman is trying to figure out where this man is going to be so she can just happen to be there. And her friends offer her some great advice. First of all, they build her up. They're trying to give her some self-confidence. And they call her the most beautiful of women. So they're like, don't worry about your dark skin. You're the most beautiful of women. And they're trying to give her that confidence. But then they're also like, well, if you don't know where he's going to be to graze his flock of sheep, then just follow the sheep tracks, like the hoof prints, and put your goats out where the shepherds put their tents, and maybe he'll see you there. And so they're trying to help her out and trying to get her to be seen, trying to get her to be noticed. So verses 9 through 17 are kind of like this back and forth where they're doing affirmations to each other. The man and the woman, they don't keep how they feel inside. They don't act disinterested. They aren't like touching each other all over. They're not like just throwing themselves at each other. They're verbally confirming to each other how they feel. In verse 15, Solomon says, how beautiful you are, my darling. Oh, how beautiful. Your eyes are doves. And verse 16, the woman says, how handsome you are, my lover. Oh, how charming. And our bed is verdant. And so likely the meaning of our bed is verdant is like our love is flourishing. And he confirms that to her in verse 17. And basically, the words that he says likely mean that their relationship is strong and secure. And so there's no games, there's no guessing, there's just mutual attraction and affirmations of how they feel about each other. There's not like this, oh, don't make eye contact. There's not like this, is he looking at me? Oh, well, don't look at me kind of thing. There's just this, I like you like me, let's keep it going kind of thing. Like, let's keep the momentum rolling. And I feel like our love is flourishing. Yes, I feel like this is a strong, like our foundation is strong. So we'll keep this going. And there's none of this cat and mouse or anything like that. It's very clearly, I want to be seen by you. Let me be where you are. Oh, I do see you and you are beautiful. And so he is trying to calm her insecurities down and just say, don't worry about how you look. I think you're beautiful. Look at your eyes. Like, you're worried about your skin. I'm looking at your eyes, and it's just a very beautiful exchange back and forth of how they feel about each other. And it's all because each other. And they're reaffirming to each other and just building each other up in the relationship verbally before they ever go another step further. And I just think that that's really a beautiful way of doing it. It's almost like they're going slow in this courtship, but they're starting to build this courtship up. And so that is chapter 1 of the love poem of the Song of Songs. Until the next video, may the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face upon you and give you peace. I love y'all. Have a great day.